Chant of Corinne at the Capitol by Louise Germaine. Cradle of letters, mistress of the world, soil of the sun, Italia, I salute thee. How oft the human race have worn thy yoke, the vessels of thine arms, thine arts, thy sky. Olympus for Ausonia once was left, and by a god. Of such a land are born dreams of a golden time, for there man looks too happy to suppose his criminal. By genius Rome subdued the world, then reigned a queen by liberty. The Roman mind set its own stamp upon the universe. And when barbarian hordes overwhelmed Italy, then darkness was entire upon the earth. Italia reappeared, and with her rose treasure divine, brought by the wandering Greeks. To her were then revealed the laws of heaven. Her daring children made discovery of a new hemisphere. Queen still, she held a fourth scepter, but that laureled scepter made ungrateful subjects. Imagination gave her back the world which she had lost. Painters and poets shaped earth and Olympus, and heaven and hell. Her animated fire by genius kept, far better guarded than the pagan gods, found not in Europe a Prometheus to bear it from her. And wherefore am I at the Capitol? Why should my lowly brow receive a crown which Petrarch wore, which yet suspended hangs where Tasso's funerals press mournful waves? Why, O my countrymen, but that you love glory so well that you repay its search almost like its success. No, if you laugh at glory which too oft chooses its victims from its vanquishers, those which itself has crowned, think and be proud of days which saw the perished arts reborn. Your Dante, home of a Christian age, the sacred poet of faith's mysteries, hero of thought, whose gloomy genius plunged in Sphinx and pierced to hell, and whose deep soul was like the abyss it fathomed. Italia, as she was in days of power, revived in Dante. Such a spirit stirred in old republics, bard and warrior too. He lit the fire of action mid the dead, till e'en his shadows had more vigorous life than real existence. Still were they pursued by earthly memories, passions without aim, gnawed at their heart, still fevered by the past. Yet less irrevocable seemed that past than their eternal future. Methinks that Dante banished his own soil, bore to imagined worlds his actual grief. Ever his shades inquire the things of life, and ask the poet of his native land. And from his exile did he paint a hell. In his eyes Florence set her stamp on all. The ancient dead seemed Tuscans like himself. Not that his power was bounded, but his strength, and his great mind forced all of the universe within the circle of its form. A mystic chain of circles and of spheres led him from hell to purgatory, thence from purgatory into paradise. Faithful historian of his glorious dream, he fills with light the regions most obscure. The world created in his triple song is brilliant and complete, and animate like a new planet seen within the sky. All upon earth doth change to poetry beneath his voice. The objects, the ideas, the laws, and all the strange phenomena seem like a new Olympus with new gods. Fancy's mythology, which disappears like pagan creeds at sight of paradise, that sea of light, radiant with shining stars and love and virtue. The magic words of our most noble bard are like the prism of the universe. Her marvels there reflect themselves, divide and recreate her wonders. Sounds paint hues and colors melt in harmony. The rhyme, sounding or strange and rapid or prolonged, the charm of genius, triumph of high art, poetry's divination which reveals all nature's secrets, such as influence the heart of man. From this great work did Dante hope the end of his long exile, and he called on fame to be his meditator. But he died too soon to reap the laurels of his land. Thus wastes the transitory life of man in adverse fortunes, and did glory wins, if some chance tide more happy floats to shore, the grave is in the port, and destiny, in thousand shapes, heralds the close of life by a return of happiness. Thus the ill-fated Tasso, whom your praise, O Romans, mid the wrongs, could yet console, the beautiful, the chivalric, the brave, dreaming the deeds, feeling the love he sung, with awe and gratitude approached your walls, as did his heroes to Jerusalem. They named the day to crown him, but its eve death bade him to his feast, the terrible. The heaven is jealous of the earth, and calls its favorites from the stormy waves of time. 'Twas in an age more happy and more free than Tasso's that, like Dante, Petrarch sang, brave poet of Italian liberty. Elsewhere they know him only by his love. Here memories more severe I consecrate his sacred name. His country could inspire e'en more than Laura. His vigils gave antiquity new life. Imagination was no obstacle to his deep studies, where creative power conquered the future and revealed the past. He proved how knowledge lends invention aid, and more original his genius seemed, when, like the powers eternal, it could be present in every time. Our laughing climate and our air serene inspired our Ariosto. After war, our many long and cruel wars, he came like to a rainbow, varied and as bright as that glad messenger of summer hours. His light, sweet gaiety is like nature's smile, and not the irony of man. Raphael, Galileo, Angelo, Pergolese, you interprete voyagers, greedy of other lands, for nature never could yield ye one more lovely than your own. Come ye, and to our poets join your fame, artists and sages and philosophers. Ye are, like them, the children of a sun, which kindles valor, concentrates the mind, develops fancy, each one in its turn, which lulls content and seems to promise all, or make us all forget. Know ye the land where orange trees are blooming, where all heaven's rays are fertile, and with love have you inhaled these perfumes, luxury, in air already so fragrant and so soft? Now answer, strangers, nature in your home, is she as generous or as beautiful? Not only with vine leaves and ears of corn is nature dressed, but 'neath the feet of men, as at their sovereign's feet, she scatters flowers, and sweet and useless plants, which, born to please, disdain to serve. Here pleasures delicate, by nature nursed, felt by a people who deserve to feel. The simplest food suffices for the wants, but though her fountains flow with purple wine from the abundant soil, they drink them not. They love their sky, their arts, their monuments, their land, the ancient, and yet bright with spring. Brilliant society, refined delight. Coarse pleasures fitting to a savage race suit not with them. Here the sensation blends with the idea. Life ever draws from the same fountainhead. The soul like air expends our earth and heaven. Here genius feels at ease. Its reveries are here so gentle, its unrest is soothed. For one lost aim 1,000 dreams are given, and nature cherishes, if men oppress. A gentle hand consoles and binds the wound. Even for the griefs that haunt the stricken heart is comfort here, by admiration filled, for God, all goodness, taught to penetrate the secret of his love, not the brief days, mysterious heralds of eternity, but in the fertile and majestic breast of the immortal universe. Yet there are griefs which our consoling sky may not efface. But where will grief convey noble and soft impressions to the soul, as it does here? Else where the living cannot find them space for all their hurrying paths and ardent hopes. And deserts, ruins, vacant palaces leave a vast vacancy to shadows. Rome, is she not now the country of the tomb? The Colosseum and the obelisks, the wonders brought from Egypt and from Greek, from the extremity of time, here met from Romulus to Leo, all are here. Greatness attracting greatness, that one place might garner all that man could screen from time, all consecrate to funeral monuments. Our ideal life is scarcely here perceived. The silence of the living to the dead is so marsh, they endure, but we decay. The dead alone are honored, and alone recorded still. Our destinies obscure contrast the glories of our ancestors. Our present life leaves but the past entire, and deep the quiet around memory. Our trophies are the work of those no more. Genius itself ranks mid the illustrious deed. It is Rome's secret charm to reconcile imagination with our long-last sleep. We are resigned ourselves, and suffer less for those we love. The people of the south paint closing life in hues less terrible than do the gloomy nations of the north. The sun, like glory, even warms the grave. The chill, the solitude of sepulchres, 'neath our fair sky, beside our funeral urns, so numerous, less haunt the frigid soul. We deem they wait for us, yon shadowy crowd, and from our silent city's loneliness down to the subterranean one below, it is a gentle passage. The edge of grief is blunted thus, and turned not by a hardened heart, a withered soul, but by a yet more perfect harmony, and air more fragrant. Blending with our life, we yield ourselves to nature with less fear, nature whose great creator said of old, "The lilies of the vale, lo, they toil not, and neither do they spin. Yet the great Solomon, in all his glory, was not arrayed like one of these."